All right, so we ended our last video partway through chapter 5, so let's finish chapter 5. Let's head back. I ain't ready to turn back, Charlotte said, and she began to feel that her escape from Mr. Millshark depended on being able to drive the team. Ebenezer climbed back in, and Charlotte set out with a steadier hand. She pulled the horses back on course. She tried another turn, and again muddled the horses and wagon. Ebenezer got out and straightened the lines. Before he could say anything, Charlotte reached for the reins. I can do it, she insisted. Charlotte took the reins again and again, although she continued to get jumbled up in the turns. With each run, she felt an exhilaration that she had never felt before. Here were 6 strong horses waiting for her commands, her tugs on the reins to tell them which way to go. She yelled, "Haw!" and "Gee!" and get them to bear left and right, like she did when she was riding one horse or driving 2. Here's a picture. She sure does look like a Charlie, doesn't she? She wished Hayward could see her, and Vern. Vern would have never let her go out on that wagon until she figured out the turns. Just like when he taught her to ride, he kept putting her back on freedom after each fall, saying, "Every time you fall, you learn something new about your horse. You learn what not to do next time." That's what was happening with the team. Every time she mixed up the reins, she knew what she had done wrong, and she tried not to do it again. After a dozen runs, she brought them around clean. Ebenezer finally nodded his approval with a small, satisfied smile. He had wanted her to figure it out. He had wanted her to be able to drive the team. But why? When they pulled back up to the stables, Ebenezer said, "Charlie, or whoever you are, I need this team and this wagon driven to my new stables, and I'm figuring you can drive them. But you need to leave in the morning, before first light, and there's something else. I don't need more stable boys in Rhode Island, but I need another stock tender, and soon I'll be needing coach drivers. You got a lot to learn, but I could train you, if it suits you." She couldn't stop the grin that spread over her face. "It suits me fine," she said. That's the end of chapter 5. So next time we will read chapter 6, and it begins a whole new part called In the Middle.